Welcome back to the Freedom Financial Edge. So here's the deal, you guys. If you're new, right? Like if you're new, if you don't really like, I mean, if you're watching stuff on YouTube, like I did when I was getting started and I didn't know anything, um, you know, I always recommend education, right? That's very important. Learning here on YouTube is free. Reading books is, mostly free. Listening to podcasts, mostly free. You know what else is free? Getting in the room with other investors. Last night, and more recently, I have been going to local meetups, and basically, I'm just there to network with people. I want to learn what other people are doing. I want to learn more about midterm rentals, short-term rentals, long-term rentals, multifamily, seller financing, development. So as you guys have been seeing, like I've been walking development deals. I've been talking to people. I haven't done any like kind of one-to-one podcast stuff here yet. And if you guys want to see that, I mean, I know multiple people that'll sit down and chat. If you guys want that type of content, I can do that. Just comment down below. Um, but I just wanted to really stress to you guys the importance of collaborating with people, spending time with other people who want to be an investor or who are currently doing it. And you'll find a mix of them at these meetups. So go to Facebook groups, go to okay. Facebook groups is kind of where I found everybody. So if you're on social media, I'm certain that there's different, they're called REI, real estate investment meetups, like REI real estate investment. Um, and there's people there that are totally willing to help you. Like if you have questions, you can ask people. Yes, are you going to sound like a rookie and dumb because you don't know anything? Probably. Do I get those questions a lot? Yeah. Is it okay? Yes. Um, as long as you don't stay a rookie newbie forever, you need to learn, internalize, take notes, and expand upon that, right? Because you want to talk to somebody like me, you want to talk to other investors with some semblance of knowledge, right? Like you don't want to say, how do I figure out rents for a local area? Come on, you guys. That's rookie stuff, right? How do I figure out, what properties will sell for? Okay, that's a fair question. After repair value, right? Comping, comparative market analysis, like real estate agents do. That's beginner stuff too. But that I struggle with that one sometimes. I hate comping properties. I hate that. Um, it's a lot easier and harder to do with multifamily. If you're 4 units or below, it's a little tricky because yes, it is still dependent on an appraisal, and appraisers look at other properties and what they're selling for. Once you go up to 5 units and more, it becomes commercial, and they start looking at like your revenue and net operating income (NOI). Um, but this talk isn't about that stuff. This talk is about the benefits of connecting with other investors through Facebook, through YouTube, through whatever, and going to these meetups. So if you go to Facebook groups, you will find in your local area. And to be completely honest with you guys, those people will have much better, more area specific knowledge than I do, right? Because I'm in Portland, Oregon. I don't know anything about Chicago. I don't know anything about New York. I don't know. Well, I know a little bit about Florida, right? So areas that I'm like interested in looking at, I start to learn more about, but I don't know anything about Indiana, I don't know anything about Georgia. I don't know anything about Montana, right? So if you're investors there, they're, I try to give principles that are beneficial and useful wherever you're at. But please remember that real estate is specific to your state, to your city, and to your neighborhood. Here in Portland, there is definitely areas where you do not want to invest. There's neighborhoods where you need to stay out of, and there's neighborhoods that are good, right? So and the only way to get that information is one, driving through these neighborhoods, but two, talking to other investors who've been in your area doing the thing that you want to do, right? If you want to be a wholesaler, talk to other wholesalers. If you want to get into flipping, talk to other flippers. If you want to do long-term buy and hold, make sure you have the money to do that, But when you do that, talk to other long-term buy and hold investors. I talk to people literally daily about how this lady I spoke to yesterday. I was cold calling in Washington, and I talked to this lady. I was like, "Hey, how did you get your 16 unit?" And she said, "My dad gave it to me." And I said, "Must be nice, right?" But she was a really nice lady, and she keeps the prices really reasonable, right? She's not trying to turn it into a business. She wants to provide affordable housing for people, which is really cool. And to be completely honest with you guys, once I'm at a level of having 16 units and 20 units and 50 units and whatever, I will be able to be a little bit more relaxed on raising the rents on people. Right now, I'm in grind mode, and every dollar literally helps me get to the next deal. So I do have to raise rents on people, and I don't enjoy it. But I need to get fair market value for my properties. And these are all very important things that you'll learn from people when you're like meeting them in person at a meetup. Sometimes there's free food and drinks, right? So you get a free meal, get to talk with people who are doing what you want to do. There's no reason not to do it. There's really not. Like, I mean, if you can't afford the gas money to go to these meetups, you got bigger problems, right? If you don't have the time, I promise you, there is a bunch of these meetups that happen outside of work hours, and there's ones that happen during work hours. So if you work a night shift or something like that, there is meetups at all different times in all different places. So go to Facebook groups, check those out. Those people will be able to help you more specifically than anybody on YouTube or any of these gurus, right? But in general, you need to learn, how to comp a property, how to repair a property, the different loan products. You need to learn about what type of investor do you want to be? Do you want to be passive? Do you want to be hands-on? What type of returns can you expect from those things? And outside of all of the real estate stuff, how do you even get the money to buy real estate or to buy stocks, right? Now we're talking about something else, right? Well, this is where it all starts for everybody. Is you have to make money and then you have to save it, right? So like all of that, starting all the way from the very beginning, all the way to like having 50 units, or having $3 million in a stock portfolio, or owning and operating a business, or buying a business, right? Or doing private equity deals, angel investing, right? So there's so many things, but they all begin with saving and making money. But at some point, you need to start meeting other people, right? When I bought my house, I was just going off of YouTube information. When I bought my first fourplex, I was just going off of YouTube information. Meet Kevin, Andre Jick, Grant Cardone, Chris Crone, Graham Stephan, right? Like all these people. I've learned a lot from these people, but none of them are based here in Portland, Oregon. They don't know the neighborhoods to avoid. They don't know the certain programs that are available for my particular situation, financial situation, for the areas that I'm investing. What's the best way to go about finding a 4-unit building? What's the best way to go about buying it? How do you figure out what the rents are going to be? How did I buy a fourplex with a fourplex, right? These are all kinds of crazy things that I learned through YouTube. But at a certain point, you run out of money. You need to pay back your HELOC, like me, and you need to start working with other people. You need to do a joint venture. You need to flip some stuff. You need to start partnering with people, learn about seller financing, try to find deals that will still cash flow, but you put a low down payment, right? And you don't have to deal with banks. So there's all kinds of different things you can do when you're meeting with people and learning from other people in your specific neighborhood that you want to do business. And hey, there's a lot of people here in Portland, Oregon that do not want to do business here. They do not. So a lot of people invest in Washington or out of state. Like, last night I met a couple that had just recently bought 2 homes on seller financing in Florida. And they flew out there to get those contracts signed and to walk the properties and make offers, right? And I never would have met them if I didn't go to this meetup, right? And they're doing really cool stuff, and I'm going to continue to talk with them. So just hear me out, you guys. You can start in the shadows, and you can learn and go to Reddit and YouTube and all that stuff. But at some point, it really does help to get in the room with other people who are doing what you want to do, right? You are the sum total of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and that is true. Okay, you guys, so that's my little rant about working together, meeting people at meetups. That's what I'm doing now. I'm networking. A lot of people are very impressed that I have 2 fourplexes, and they've never heard of me before, because that wasn't my thing. But I am trying to meet with other people and do business with more people. To go, what is it? To go fast, go alone. To go far, go together. Catch you next time.